Hi, friends. So I am playing around with a new recording setup, and I just did an entire reading for you guys for this week, November 19th to 25th. And it was like a 30-minute reading. And at the end, I found out that none of it recorded. So I'm going to start again. And that's really in alignment with kind of how things have been going lately. So if they've been going that way for you too, know that you are not alone. And it's been a day of tech glitches, a weekend of floods and weird events. We're just coming out of the full moon, and we're just heading into a whole new era in regards to planetary alignment. So we're really, it feels like at the beginning again, you know? It's like we're all just starting, just creating these new foundations for ourselves. And as you know, anytime you start something new or you're at the start again, it's kind of like learning to walk, right? You take a lot of falls, and there's a lot of learning curves, and from those, you really can create a foundation that supports you moving forward. So here we are. We're going to do this reading again. Let's see, maybe not even the same decks want to be used. Let me just see here. All right. Let me know in the comments what kind of video setup you like. Like, do you like seeing my face, or do you prefer to see the cards like I've done it before? In the video that I thought I was taking already, I had you kind of set up so that you could see the cards, but um, my camera kept falling off. And so I had to reroute in the middle of our reading and ended with you seeing my face here. So at the end of this, let me know what aligns for you, what you prefer the best. I'd love to hear in the comments as I create my own foundations moving forward. And oh my gosh. Okay. As I create my own foundations moving forward and determine what really aligns most for me, and what is most manageable for me in content creation moving forward. Let me see if I can. Okay, I'm back. I'm a little bit crooked, but you know what? I have tried to do this so many times this evening. I'm just going to roll with it. It is what it is. So again, this is a reading for the collective, for the highest and best of everyone involved, for November 19th through to November 25th. For the highest and best of everyone involved, what do you have to share? So this is so funny because it aligns so much with the reading that I just was doing that didn't film. And I'm actually not using the same decks, but I'm getting the same messages. So this week we really are creating the foundations for how we want to live our lives moving forward, and for what we want this new era of our lives to look like. So tuning into ourselves, and from what space do we want to be creating moving forward? Do we want to do things the same way that we have always done? Or are we ready to really fully commit to doing things in a new way that serves us differently? And as we create these foundations, it's okay to just take it one step at a time. Okay, you might not be able to see your full path forward yet, but just allowing yourselves to take the baby steps that are presented to you as they are presented to you, and really holding yourself in deep love and tender care as you move through those steps, really honoring the process that got you to where you are today, because this didn't happen overnight. And the creation of this foundation and what you are to build moving forward also will not happen overnight. So just allowing yourselves to take this slow, to tune back into yourself consistently, and to really invite yourself to meet you where you are at every step of this unfolding path with love and compassion and kindness, honoring this journey where you've been, who you are now, and where you are heading. Beautiful. Allowing your intuition to guide you and your own inner light to guide you before it makes sense will serve you at this time. So really tuning into yourself and getting clear on what your intuition is asking to show you right now, what signs are being shown to you at this time, what niggles or little guidance are you receiving, and allowing that to guide you. It's not necessarily going to make sense right away. Where we build from now is what supports us in really aligning with the work that we are here to do. As we create foundations from this new space and as we step into this new era of our lives, allowing the wisdom within us to really step forth and our own inner lights to really be the guide. If we allow ourselves to follow what lights us up and what helps us to feel connected to that inner wisdom, as we take these steps, we will inevitably create foundations that lead us to a space where we are really able to connect with and offer out the gifts within ourselves that we are here to offer the world. And for me, I call that my work. And so as you connect with the work that you are here to do, to offer into the world around you, it weaves joy and the sacred and your intuition. It weaves you intricately into like the masterpiece that is your life. And your life, 10, 15 years from now is not going to look anything like it has. We are really entering a full new era. So allowing yourself to create from a new space, knowing that we are entering an energetic time where it is safe to leave behind the old ways of doing things. It is safe to leave behind the old structures and paradigms that we felt that we had to act from in the past, or that we were taught that we had to act from in the past. We can leave that behind now and really step into the wholeness of ourselves and act from that space. And when we act from that space of wholeness, allowing our own inner light to guide us, we inevitably end up on our unique path, right? The path that vibrates at the frequency that is perfect for us at this time and that leads us to exactly where we need to be when we need to be there. So in order to do this, we really do need to quiet the outside noise and kind of come home to ourselves in a different way, so that we can act from a space of intuitive discernment instead of from like the clutter of the outside noise. And often those steps that we are guided to take are very simple, right? They're simple and they're small, but they compound and they build that foundation so that when the big opportunities come, we are already in an embodiment of who we need to be in order to meet that opportunity. Really really staying connected with gratitude this week as you hold yourself so tenderly is going to support you as we move into the following week. That's what I haven't tuned into the following week yet, but that's the guidance that's coming through. Really staying connected to gratitude right now as we hold ourselves so tenderly. And that's going to support whatever is coming next week for us. One fell. Yeah, traveler, move in a new direction. So we really are moving into a space of greater authenticity on a collective level. So the the spaces that are out of alignment for you have probably already started to leave. If they haven't already, they will. Just let them. And that includes like people, places, things, tastes, like desires, what brings us pleasure. Those things are going to be changing if they haven't already. And my invitation to you is just not to resist that, just allowing that process and allowing yourself to get curious, like, oh, am I participating in this because it continues to bring me pleasure today, or am I participating in this because I always have, right? And as you do that, just surrounding yourself in like this protective bubble of light. Some of us are going to be feeling very tender this week, very raw, as if we have shed old skins and now we are new again. And, we just had a lot of completion energy, right? And so as we all want that completion energy, we all kind of like on a human level seek um, that completion, that like end game, right? But the thing is, like, there is no end. The end is also the beginning. And so, as one area of our lives comes to completion, or as one cycle comes to completion, suddenly we're new again. Suddenly we're starting fresh. We're starting from scratch again. And that can be a really raw and tender place to be, especially as we leave this full moon. A full moon is a lot of shedding skin, a lot of shining light on our shadows and what is ready to be released. And that process can be very vulnerable. Okay. And it's beautiful and it's necessary, but it can be vulnerable. So really allowing yourself to hold yourself in this like blanket of love and protection as you kind of reconnect with yourself, with your new way of being, and with this version of you that is asking to come forth at this time that maybe you haven't seen before. And so we have the moon, and so taking note of, and the heart guardian, let yourself be loved. So really, to me, this is saying, not only let yourself be loved by other people, but let yourself be loved by you. So really honoring this process for yourself. You did not get here overnight. Okay, you did not get to who you are and the path that you are on right now overnight. And for a lot of you, this journey was probably really hard. And so honoring that process for yourself and all that it took for you to get here today to wherever you are in this moment, and being with that, celebrating that. And if you're feeling raw right now and you're feeling really, really tender, just offering yourself some grace and some gentleness. The opportunities that arise for you this week are likely going to be a teacher of some sort. And so, whether that is showing up within your own body, within your interactions with others, or within any transitions that happen to be taking place in your life right now, just really embracing the energy of peace and letting go of the need to be right and allowing this unfolding to be a teacher of some kind. So, what version of yourself is asking to come forth within these interactions with yourself or with others that can teach you more of who you want to be and of where you want to go on this path. And as you allow those versions of yourself to come through in these interactions, really sensing into like that felt sense of what is it like to allow that version of yourself to come through, almost like a somatic experiencing process, right? So as we act from that space, how did that feel in your body? And what does that have to teach you? And the foundations that we create this week, and it's not going to be done this week, okay, I can tell you that. Like this, creating these foundations is going to take time. This is not a 1 week process. We really are taking like baby steps right now, being guided to take like slow and small and mindful baby steps, knowing that this is all part of the journey and you don't need to be where you think you're going yet. Just allow yourself to be where you are. And as you take the steps that present themselves or that you are intuitively guided to take at this time, know that the foundations that you are creating now really are creating that sturdy ground for you to build from moving forward. And when you build from what lights you up and what brings you joy, then everything that you build brings you more of that, right? So, really connecting with right now, what steps light me up inside? What baby steps can I take right now that feel like joy, that feel like bliss or like pleasure? And really following those pleasures, those desires, that light within you to allow this foundation to sort of naturally create itself on your behalf. Okay, I'm just going to see if any last cards want to come through. Any other messages for the collective at this time? Yeah. So really just trusting that there is a divine plan to everything that is unfolding at this time. And when you do reach your destination in the future, it is so beautiful. It is so abundant. But knowing that this really isn't about reaching your destination, because like I said before, when we reach our one destination, as we have that completion energy, we begin again, right? The ending is also the beginning. And so knowing that you can just give yourself permission right now to just enjoy exactly where you are and to create these foundations from what lights you up and from what brings you joy, and knowing that as you follow these pieces of joy, these pieces of things that light you up, your light will become what guides others, right? As you allow that wise one inside you to come forth and to act from that way of being, that wise wisdom leader inside of you way of being, you not only radiate out a vibration that calls in everything that you need at this time, but it also lights the path for others. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. I can see that my toddler's getting home, and obviously, with already trying to record this, a 20 to 30 minute reading earlier, I've taken up a lot more of my time than I had anticipated. Please do let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. Please do hold yourself in the most tender, loving care this week as you move through this week and you take these mindful baby steps from a space of intuitive discernment. And really just be with yourself this week. Really just invite yourself to tune out the outside noise and to act from that light within, to really reconnect with yourself and to call yourself home. Okay, please do let me know in the comments if you prefer to the video type that sees all of the cards, or if you prefer to see me and sort of how I'm channeling. I'd love to find a way for you to see both at the same time, but I technology is not my strong suit, and I haven't figured that out yet. Also, maybe if you prefer this to just be sort of like a podcast format, because I did start my podcast. It's on Spotify, Denise Elysa, Elysa. And it has crossed my mind that maybe the way that I channel messages is better through a podcast format. So if you prefer that, please let me know in the comments. Please be gentle with yourselves this week, and know that I am really holding you in so much tenderness and gentleness and loving kindness. And I did offer a bit of an energetic process in the reading before this one that didn't get recorded, but know that that energy is still with me and it is still being sent out to you despite it not being recorded. So thank you for being here. Thank you.